Hello friends, I have come up with new video on the topic object fields and records in Salesforce. Let us see what are they. So when I talk about objects, these are table-like structure used to store values in database. So basically objects are tables. It will have some columns and some rows. So the table itself is object. And there are two types of object in Salesforce. One is standard object and the other one is custom object. Standard objects are those objects that are itself provided by Salesforce according to the business requirement, business process. Like Salesforce has different clouds. So if I talk about Sales Cloud, inside Sales Cloud they have leads, accounts. These are the standard objects in Salesforce. And when I talk about custom objects, so Salesforce has given authority to the people to create some objects itself. Like you as a company can create some objects according to your business case. So these are custom objects. And fields. Fields are the columns of that table. So basically fields are columns of object. And records. The records are the rows. So rows means the value you put according to the column inside that table are records. So here an example. I've shown you a table here. So Salesforce underscore studies underscore C is the name of the object, a custom object. It is a table. Inside table there are two columns, course and proficiency underscore C. These are fields. And now I have a table and I have column, so I'll put records inside them. So the rows are records, which shows that course for record 1 course value is apex and proficiency value is beginning. Similarly for record 2 course value is lightning and beginner value is proficiency. So now let us see the practical example of them. So at first you need to log in into the Salesforce. So to log in into the Salesforce as a developer, you need a developer account. And this is the link where you can login.salesforce.com. This is Salesforce studies at the rate salesforce.com is my username, and this is the password. So I have logged in into the Salesforce. So to sign up an account in Salesforce, it is a very easy process. I'll attach the link in description, so there you can go and sign up yourself inside Salesforce. Then after signing in, what you will get is this page. This whole thing is known as organization. Whatever you can see, that whole thing is known as organization, in short org. So at first I want to see how objects are created in Salesforce, and the objects that you are going to create will be known as custom objects. So first I'll go to the setup. I have clicked. Here I'll write objects. And here I'll get objects. So here it is a button named new custom object. I'll click it. I'll give the name to my object Salesforce studies. Plural name, it is already plural, so I'll copy it here. This is the API name. This API name, object name is this API name is going to be unique for each unique inside this org for objects. This can't have duplicate values for objects. You can only have one object with this API value in one org. So this is now I have an object, I have created it, and this is table. Like what if you relate with my previous slide, this is table, and here are fields that are columns, and these are some standard fields that is already created by Salesforce. When I create objects, this automatically gets created, like created by, last modified. This first column is like label of the columns, and second one is field name. The like I was explaining, this is known as API name, and the other one is the data type. What are these lookups? I'll tell you. First, you relate with the primitive, normal, simple data types, text, integer. So these are the fields that are already provided by Salesforce. Now I can create here custom fields also. Here you can see an option, custom fields and relationships. Now I'll press new. Here are the data types I can choose from, and I'll select one number field. Number field, I'll give the label name, so I'll give count the name. I can select up to 18. Decimal places, I want like 0. I don't want any decimal places. This is the API name count. I'll create next. So here they're asking me for which profiles you want this to be accessible, so I'm making it visible for all profiles. Now this is the layout. Save. Okay, so this, as you can see, these fields are created. Now I have table, I have columns, I want to put records inside this object. So how is it possible? Like, there are many options to fill an object with records. I can use some tools to import data inside this object. I can use some Apex code to fill the data, but there is no direct option to populate that data inside any object from UI directly. Okay, you won't get any option here straight away. So what you have to do is you have to create that area. From there you can populate the records from UI. So for that I have to firstly create tabs for these objects. I'll write tabs here in the left setups. I'll go to tabs option. Here you can see custom objects tab. So object that we created are custom objects only. So I'm going for the new. I'll choose my Salesforce studies object that we just created, and I'll choose an icon. I'll go for new. Now they're asking me again the visibility on profiles. They are by default on for all the profiles, and now they are asking me that in which apps you want to access this tab. So I have written here all apps. By default these are the standard apps provided me by the Salesforce. Now I'm saving it. Okay, now I've saved it. You can see I have got Salesforce studies tabs here. I'm clicking on it, and this is new. I'll click new, and I'll get a page where I can create a record. So I'm giving a name, I'm giving a name Salesforce studies here. I'll count set as 1. So okay, so this record is created by me, Salesforce studies. As you can see here, I am the user of this org. So by default these are created by me, and I am the owner. By default I am the owner of this record because I as a user created this record, and I also modified this record. So these fields are populated by my name only, and these two fields I just populated. So in this way, like if you go on tab again, this is the list view page. We call this as list view, and here you can see by name I can see my record that I just created. So this is the way, like, you can see your records from UI, but there should be a way where you can query these records from database. So I'll take you to that place where you can write your query, SOQL query, and from there you can access that record also. Like, for that you have to go click on your username and then developer console. Now I am inside developer console. This will load. Now here you can see a option query editor. In the very downside here is an option query editor. Go into that, click on file, open, choose objects. Inside object, choose search for the object that you created. This is the object. Now these are the fields that you can select to show. I have selected all the fields. Just click query. After selecting, this query will automatically get created. Execute it. Now let's see, you have one record that you just created. All fields are visible as I selected all the fields. Now you can update it from here also. Like I'll change the name Salesforce Studies 1. I have done it. Now I'll do here save rows. Now the changes has been saved. I'll refresh grid. You will see the record has been changed. I'll show you from UI also, the record will be changed. I'll refresh it. Let just see, record has changed. So this is how like you can query your records and populate your records from UI and query editor both. So there's one thing like you must be wondering why there is underscore C after some fields or some objects. Well, let me tell you, whatever field or object you create by yourself, all custom fields and custom objects, they will get a suffix with underscore C. Like this is the identification of custom and standard things in Salesforce. So if you see after count underscore C is my custom field. So under this underscore C is suffixed, and similarly goes with custom object. But the fields that Salesforce itself provided me have no suffix. So this is the identification between them. Okay, thank you.